This is Chuck Fresh from Indie Originals Live. You can hear this program every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, featuring the hottest independent music and artists from across the globe. I'm telling you, this music is definitely better than any of the nonsense you're going to hear on those other radio stations. Indie Originals Live every Friday at 9, only here on the AM/FM 24/7 radio network. You are tuned to the hottest indie music source in the entire world. This is Indie Originals Live, IOL. With your host, legendary DJ and performance artist, Chuck Fresh. You too can hear your own original music here on IOL. Visit our website for details, indieoriginals.com, or swing by our Facebook page at Indie Originals.
Bottoms up, bring it on. Make your move, moment's gone. I know the drill, hit and run. Bet you thought we were done. Bodies like two magnets in the dark. It's that electric. Hands that always seem to make their mark. Heated and hectic. We know better, but we can't help ourselves. We play with fire, 'cause we know this is gonna hurt, but danger only brings us higher. We make a mess, some masterpiece, mixed with the ache of sweet release. Common sense down the drain. Solid chance we're insane. Here it comes like a flood, rushing back through my blood. Bodies like two magnets in the dark. It's that electric. Hands that always seem to make their mark. Heated and hectic. We know better, but we can't help ourselves. We play with fire, 'cause we know this is gonna hurt, but danger only brings us higher. We make a mess, some masterpiece. Oh, mixed with the ache of sweet release. Bitter, sweet. No, we're not perfect. Feel the steady heat. Oh, but is it worth it? Bitter, sweet. No, we're not perfect. Feel the steady heat. Oh, but is it worth it? Is it? We know better, but we can't help ourselves. We play with fire, 'cause we know this is gonna hurt, but danger only brings us higher. We make a mess, some masterpiece, mixed with the ache of sweet release.
What a voice. You can't deny that is the next big thing. That's Bex out of Boston. What a song. It's called Playing with Fire. Discovered it on Reverb Nation. We have this contest on Reverb Nation where we solicit artists and we tell them, hey, send your music to us and we'll play you on our radio station if it fits in with our format. And she was one of the people who submitted, and man, I just couldn't stop listening. We had that thing on rewind here in the studio for like a week. Bex is the name of the artist. She's a Boston-based singer-songwriter. Spans multiple genres and, a little bit of this, a little bit of that, a whole bunch of influences, which you can hear. She released her debut album, Sink or Swim, back in January of 2019. You can find her on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, and all the usual suspects. Love, sweat, and tears in this album. You can hear it. You can hear the emotion in her voice. My goodness. Bex attended the Boston Conservatory at Berkeley, where she got like a master's in fine art. And she was also the Soul's teacher assistant for the voice department. So she really got into her education, which we love to hear because we got kids in school too. And we just love to hear when they're going above and beyond, doing a little bit extra, because that's how you succeed, man. You got to have a passion for it. You got to want it. And Bex wanted it, man. She went for it. Beyond singing and songwriter, Bex is check this out. She's a full-time freelance journalist and a blogger. And you've seen her stuff on HuffPost, Elite Daily, and U.S. News. And one more thing, which will blow your mind. I mean, with a voice like this and such a beautiful song, you'd never guessed that she's a UFC-trained kickboxer. So I would have, not in a million years, right? Never guessed. A UFC-trained kickboxer, ladies and gentlemen. That's Bex from Boston. The song is called Playing with Fire. My name is Chuck Fresh. Welcome to episode number 40 of Indie Originals Live. And no, I'm not talking about IndieCon today. I'm not even going to mention it because that was a couple of weeks ago and it was phenomenal. Wait, okay, I have to throw this out there. Wait till you see what we have lined up for IndieCon 2020. We're still deciding if we're going to do West Palm, we're going to stay in Brevard County in Central Florida, or if we're going to go to Philadelphia. So we're entertaining offers from all three of those locations. Got phenomenal places and a whole bunch of amazing support people who are working with us trying to put this together. And, man, IndieCon 2019 was amazing, our debut year. We actually broke even, which is mind-blowing because nobody ever does that on a music conference or festival. And next year is going to be amazing. It's going to be so cool. And we'll fill you in with details. The contest starts September 1st. So that's all I'm going to tell you about IndieCon 2020. Let's keep going with the music here. Wait a minute. Before we go on, where did you get these? Somebody just brought in Cinnabons. I haven't had a Cinnabon. We moved to Central Florida, and there's not a lot of Cinnabons down here in this part. I think there's some in Orlando, but none here in Melbourne on the Space Coast. So Pizza Hut. So I just heard that Pizza Hut delivers Cinnabon. There goes my diet, man, right out the window. Get these things out of here. They're addictive, man. Cinnabon are dangerous. God, oh, they're so good. They smell so good. I Fight Fail is one of those bands that just kind of pops up out of nowhere and just dominates the world. You know what I mean? One of these indie bands that just has it so tight and so amazing and such great music that you just can't ignore them. And that's what I Fight Fail is. I mean, I Fight Fail. I mean, they fight failing. They're not going to fail. That's what their whole name is. They've been around since 2014. They're from Canton, Ohio. And Andy Potter, Anthony Carter, and Daryl Johnson, they got together. They toured a little bit. And they're like, man, let's get an EP out there and throw some music. And, man, people are loving this thing ever since. It caught our attention on Reverb Nation. And they've been featured in a whole bunch of magazines, Alternative Press, and a whole bunch of websites and stuff. They're a little bit different within their genre, and it just works. I mean, listen to it for yourself. This song is called Weapon. The band is called I Fight Fail, and this is Indie Originals Live.
Fragile mind, rib cage made of glass, eyes like a map. Your shield. You can lose yourself on the battlefield, fighting endless wars for love. Find your way through the wreckage.
You know, I've had some dirty jobs in the past. I'm sure you can agree. But none as dirty as the job that Chuck and Felicia do right here on Indie Originals Live. I mean, I sat here for one day and I watched them go through thousands of songs that they found on sites like Reverb Nation and Bandcamp. And some of the stuff that they pick is just some of the most mind-blowingly good music that I've heard in years. They're busting their butts to provide you with the best indie music on the entire planet Earth. So get dirty with Chuck Fresh and Felicia on Indie Originals Live.
In a better place.
Had to get a little bit of country in there for Felicia, who is still on vacation. She promises this is her last week off, getting a whole bunch of crazy things together from IndieCon and all the fallout and from all that project management stuff. But she'll be back next week. For those of you Felicia fans, I know there are a ton of them out there. Thank you for your patience. I hope dealing with me wasn't a complete disaster, but my name is Chuck Fresh. I'm the host and producer of Indie Originals Live, and thank you for joining us over the past 40 weeks. It's been phenomenal, and we hope you'll stick around for the next 40. That was Royal South. It's a debut album. They're fairly new. It's three people, Sarah Beth, Glenn Mitchell, and Vicky Vaughn. And it looks like from the pictures I've seen that Vicky Vaughn actually plays one of those giant stand-up basses on stage, which is, it's just, to me, it's the coolest thing in the world, is somebody pulls an old instrument like that. You can actually lift it and put it on stage. Actually, they're pretty light. I held one in my kid's music class. I'm like, oh, this thing's heavy. He's like, no, don't pick it up. He let me play it, too. It was the coolest thing. I was almost addicted. And maybe I'll learn how to play it, too. I could start my own band up. Anyway, it's great harmonies. I mean, incredible musician skills and just a beautiful song. It's called Cry Cry. The group is called Royal South, and this is Indie Originals Live. Check them out. We have links to everybody's stuff on our Facebook and social media. Make sure you check us out on social media. Our website's indieoriginals.com. And then we're on Facebook, we're on Instagram, we're on Twitter, YouTube, and our podcast is heard all over the world. And again, we are heard on 16, 17 radio stations every Friday night at 9 p.m. Hopefully you're listening to us now. If you're listening to us live, thank you. And thank you for supporting these small stations, because this is where we're going to be able to get you new music, because the big stations won't have it. So that's why we're here. That's why little shows like us are trying to break into that big corporate monopoly thing and let you hear what you should be hearing rather than the same 5 songs on repeat after and over and over and over again. You know what I'm talking about. All right, coming up, we got some more music. What do we got coming up here? Oh, yeah, this is pretty cool. This artist is named Alinea. Alinea, A-L-I-N-E-A. Recently put on Spotify's Industry Watch Top 100 playlist of unsigned artists, right? Released the single She Doesn't Get It, which debuted in the Rose Parade 2019 in front of nearly 1 million people live and 72 million people on television. Now, this is how you do this as an indie artist, man. Somehow, I guess you just get lucky or you hook up with the right people, but they said that Alinea may have been the first rock band to perform truly live in the Rose Parade. That's without any type of backing track, which is phenomenal and incredibly hard to do in a parade, right? Last month, they're the only unsigned band and probably the only ones comprised of college students to perform at something called the Beach Life Festival with headliners. We're talking Bob Weir, Brian Wilson, Jason Mraz, Willie Nelson, Black Crow, Ziggy Marley, and Redondo Beach in California last month. So Alenea's got things going on. But you, as an Indie Originals listener, get to hear it here first before it hits mainstream radio. And this is probably going to happen for Alinea like any day. So check this song out. You're going to dig this. It's called She Doesn't Get It. The artist is Alinea. And this is Indie Originals Live.
Let's stay up all night and forget our dreams, chasing neon highs through the empty streets. One last dance before the day's parade, and as the music stops, I stand and watch your colors fade. Honestly, don't know why I'm paralyzed by your disguise. Don't call me yours, 'cause I'm losing my mind. She doesn't get it, doesn't get it, doesn't get it at all. She's got her eyes on the sun and her mind on her tongue. I wasn't ready at all. I've got my eyes on the sun and my mind on her tongue. Her tongue, her tongue. Whoa, 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 whoa. Let's wait up all night for things to change. Don't act like you tried so hard when it's all the same. I lost my voice back against the wall. I wondered why it took so long to see you in your camouflage. Honestly, don't know why I'm paralyzed by your disguise. Don't call me yours, 'cause I'm losing my mind. She doesn't get it, doesn't get it, doesn't get it at all. She's got her eyes on the sun and her mind on her tongue. I wasn't ready at all. I've got my eyes on the sun and my mind on her tongue. Her tongue, her tongue. Whoa, 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 whoa. She doesn't get it, doesn't get it, doesn't get it at all. I wasn't ready at all. She doesn't get it, doesn't get it, doesn't get it at all.
found it.
The hottest source for all new original music you haven't heard anywhere else. This is Indie Originals Live, IOL, with your host Chuck Fresh. We'll be back with more killer tunes right after these short words.
Does got Wemo? Does got Yeti? Does got cool wedding gifts?
Does God? What? I feel like I'm talking to a dog.
This is your dog, Jerry. It's me, Fluffy. Hey, Jerry, does got dinner? I'm kind of hungry.
Since when did you start talking?
I always talk. You just don't listen. Typical human male. Hey, did you get anything for Jenny's birthday yet?
Oh, crap. I forgot all about her birthday. I have no idea what to get her.
Does God gifts?
No, I don't have a gift yet.
Does God gifts?
Why are you repeating yourself, Fluffy?
Does got gifts? Hundreds of useful and thoughtful gift ideas at the spiderweb place, doesgot.com.
Spiderweb? What? Oh, you mean website? Doesgot.com?
Yes, you humans give things silly names. Doesgot.com. Gifts for teachers, artists, weddings, moms, dads, and even Jenny.
Doesgot.com, eh? Can you get here by Saturday?
Absolutely, Jerry. Doesgot uses the power and safety of Amazon.com, so there is no funny business or overseas rip-offs. And if you're a Prime member, you can have it tomorrow in most places.
You're a lifesaver, Fluffy. Doesgot.com. I'm gonna check it out right now.
Does got dinner, Jerry? I'm starving.
Doesgot.com has hundreds of great gift ideas, most shipping from trusted online pioneer Amazon.com. Check out our all-new creator store, too. Perfect gifts for the artist or musician in your fam. www.doesgot.com. A proud sponsor of Indie Originals Live.
Hey all, Big J in the house. The Lord has a special place in his heart for indie music. That's why he hath bestowed upon thee Indie Originals Live, the award-winning #1 podcast for indie music. He and I have blessed that Felicia and her sidekick, Chuck Fresh, with the gift of recognition. These fine souls have the unique gift of being able to choose the most amazing indie music on earth. It's biblical, man. Look, don't take my word for it. Listen for yourself. Indie Originals Live. Available on iTunes, Spotify, YouTube, iHeart, and everywhere great podcasts are heard. Thanks, y'all. Bless you. Jesus out.
Live from Central Florida, it's Indie Originals Live with your hosts, Felicia and Fresh. Tonight's musical guests, a bunch of incredibly talented indie artists you may not have heard of before, but who will most likely be tomorrow's biggest stars.
It's Thursday, and one more day until the weekend, no time to waste. I got the goods and the cooler house down, laid back thinking about trading in this town for some palm trees. What you say, would you go with me? White sandy beach for the week, I can drive, you can drink. Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, from Florida, Georgia, up to South Carolina. We'll be kicking it, riding through, doing what we like to do. Windows down, beach bound, with the radio dial turned all the way up to 10. Turn it up, up to 10. With the radio dial turned all the way up. Just another day in paradise. She got a sparkle in her pretty eyes and a dimple when she smiles. She's driving me wild, got me tapping the brake lights, all up on my side, but swerving it's just right. Saying, wait a minute, baby, that's my song. We'll crank it up and we can both sing along. Get it, girl. Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Georgia, up to South Carolina. We'll be kicking it, riding through, doing what we like to do. Windows down, beach bound, with the radio dial turned all the way up to 10. Turn it
The song is called Beachbound. The artist is Tim Johnson. And this is Indie Originals Live. My name is Chuck Fresh, and Felicia's going to be really happy because we actually played 2 country songs so far. And I think we actually have one more coming up. So she will be ecstatic when she hears this. So Felicia, this show is dedicated to you. For those of you who are waiting for Felicia B to come back, she'll be back next week. For now, you're stuck with me, but that's not so bad, right? I'm not so bad. Tim Johnson's out of Villa Ridge, Missouri. He's a little bit of southern rock, a little bit of alternative, some country pop, a little bit in between. Real nice mix, which essentially is what country is today. You're even hearing hip-hop and rap twinges in country, which is kind of really weird. I think that rock, I said this in a magazine back in 1995. I said that music's going to go 2 ways. There were so many different fringes and genres back then. And I told this guy, and it's written in this interview in an industry trade magazine. I have posted on my website, as a matter of fact. I said, music's going to go 2 ways. I said, it's either going to go hip-hop or it's going to go rock. And I was wrong with the rock, because the rock actually became country-ish. It was between hip-hop and country. But there's still rock out there, too. You know, I don't know what I'm talking about. Why did they print that crap anyway? Anyway, Tim Johnson we're talking about. He's had some success in the industry with a song called Gone, which was back in 2017, where he worked with Sylvia Massey in her studio. And then it was showcased in like 120 different countries on FM radio shows. You probably heard it. And then he had another minor hit, something called You, Me, and the Sky, a summer jam about his favorite place, Table Rock Lake. And then that happened in Nashville, Tennessee with Colt Caparoon. And that was out in 2018, and it broke all kinds of records and hit somebody charts last year. And this year, his follow-up radio single, which you just heard, is called Beachbound. And this is being shopped all over the place. And I'll tell you what, this has a potential of becoming the indie song of the summer. What a great song. It's upbeat, it's fun, it's got great instrumentals and lyrics, and his vocals are just really on point. Tim Johnson, man, keep an eye on this guy. Okay, where am I? Oh, this one here. Now, normally we kind of opt for kind of edgy, upbeat, kind of screaming in your face indie music, but when I heard this song, actually when we all heard it on here, we just kind of stopped in our tracks, man. We're like, this is the most gorgeous arrangement and most beautiful voice we've heard in a long time. Her name is Samantha Price. She's American, but she's living in this place called London Ook. Where's Ook? Oh, UK. Y'all knew that. I'm just teasing you. She's soulful and introspective. She weaves her spell with captivating melodies and inspired lyrics. And I mean, it's just the most gorgeous song I've heard in a long time. Actually, she sent us the whole album. The rest of it's equally as great, but this is the one that just pinged me. I'm like, whoa, we've got to play this on the show. Haunting melodies from a place deep within, and they'll find their way into your heart as well as the hearts of people home and abroad. She's based in London, England, and she's performed all over the United States, Europe, and the Middle East. Studied music at Berklee College of Music in Boston, Massachusetts, so she's no slouch, right? And she actually studied in Greece as well, and University College of London. I mean, all I can say is wow. Her name, Samantha Price. The title of the song is called Crayola Marker, and this is Indie Originals Live.
I've got 10 rainbow washable Crayola markers to color me a home, to color me a home. Draw a fence and a hammock swing to make it comfortable, and a little dog so I'm not alone. And we'll sing when the wind blows, and we'll drink to new friends, watch them grow, and we'll climb to the tallest tree where there's a beautiful view. We'll hold hands till the end of time. I've got 10 rainbow washable flowers, and I'll paint a garden. Oh, to have a home. We'll sing when the wind blows, and we'll drink to new friends, watch them grow, and we'll climb to the tallest tree where there's a beautiful view. We'll hold hands till the end of time. I can see the waves of happiness we've prayed for, and over hills I hear the bells chime merrily. Yes, I can feel this pure of heart, dreams we've asked for. Yes, I can feel free. Yes, I can feel got 10 rainbow washable Crayola markers to color me a home, to color me a home.
The only thing more exciting than a documentary narrated by me is Indie Originals Live with Chuck Fresh and Felicia B. Find us online at www.indieoriginals.com.
We've gotta keep you hidden from the other guys.
Yeah, Matt Landy with a rockin' little track called Underground here on Indie Originals Live. My name is Chuck Fresh. Matt Landy says he actually grew up in a small Central Florida town. Wait a minute. The kind of town where dreams seem to be just a bit further out of reach. Wait a minute. And where many people simply see a dream as something unrealistic. Matt, were you my neighbor? We're in a Central Florida town. It's the same kind of mindset. Well, it actually struck me as not that bad. I thought it was a terrible place until we had the IndieCon here in the same town in Central Florida. And we saw an amazing turnout with a lot of really, really like-minded people who are into the indie music scene. So, I don't know, there might be a little bit of hope here. So maybe you want to come back. I don't know. Matt, he's had some record deals, went to L.A., did the thing out there. I think he did some acting, too. He said he did some stand-ins. Standing in for Noah Wiley, Travis Fimmel, Steve Buscemi, Alex Denisov, and other people, so that's pretty cool. Back in 2013, Matt relocated to Portland, Oregon. You have to say Oregon, you can't say Oregon, because I made that mistake in a radio commercial several years ago. And they actually played it on the air because they thought it was funny. Haha, real funny. I don't know, I've never been to Oregon, whatever you say it out there. Is that even a state? Anyway, Matt, he's got his confidence. He's a little bit more experimental now, and you can hear it. Just an incredibly awesome track. That was Matt Landy. The song is called Underground, and this is Indie Originals Live. What do we got coming up? Oh, next, look at this. So check this out. You're in a lab, right? You're in some university, and you're doing this college experiment with CRISPR, whatever that DNA editing. And you happen to get some DNA from Sade, Shania Twain, Karen Carpenter, Sheryl Crow. And you put it all together in this one little batch and make this perfect entertainer. It would sound like this next artist. Her name is Ilona, originally from Bulgaria. She's now in the UK for the last 15 years. Discovered by a producer of The Cutting Crew and Iron Maiden, Tony Moore. And she's gone from performing these little singer-songwriter things to headlining big festivals all over the U.S., UK. She's topped the iTunes charts, and, man, she's had what a career. And she's actually just at the beginning of it, still in the beginning processes of this beautiful, blossoming indie career, and you'll hear why. The song is called Rewind. The artist is Ilona, and this is Indie Originals Live.
At me as though I was the vision of your desire, and every single touch could almost be too much, like the burning of a raging fire. Now we're in between passion and routine. Feels like our hearts have grown cold and tired. Baby, don't you know that maybe we can go back? Remember how it felt when there was no one else, and all we cared about was each other. Thought we were set in stone, we'd never be alone. Couldn't live without one another. Now we're in between passion and routine. Feels like our hearts have grown uninspired. Baby, don't you know that maybe we can go back in time?
found it. The hottest source for all new original music you haven't heard anywhere else. This is Indie Originals Live, IOL, with your host Chuck Fresh. We'll be back with more killer tunes right after these short words.
Does God fluffy fur? Does God a licky tongue? Does God 4 paws? Why do humans talk to me like I'm a child, Jerry?
Well, what, Fluffy? I don't know. Maybe because we're still getting used to a talking dog?
I am a full-grown 25-pounder. You know, if you multiply my age by 7, I'm about as old as you, Jerry, and probably a little smarter, too.
Hey, great. Now you're a comic insult dog. I knew I shouldn't let you watch late-night TV.
Listen, Jerry, I saved you last week when you did not know what to get Jenny for her birthday. Remember?
Well, you got me there. Hey, thanks again for telling me about doesgot.com, the one-stop shop for thoughtful and unique gift ideas. I would have spent hours looking for something special, but everything on doesgot.com is special. So thanks again, man.
Every single product is handpicked by Olivia Black and her team. They're really smart humans. Girls are much smarter than boys.
You think so? Well, who walked you this morning so you could do your business?
Jenny gave me water. You always forget. And Jenny gives me table food, too. I think Jenny is my favorite human.
Figures.
I hate to remind you again, but isn't your anniversary coming up?
Dang it. Better head to doesgot.com. Dozens of special, thoughtful, hand-picked gift ideas chosen by women. Only a woman knows what a woman wants. Know what I mean? Don't spend hours scouring strange websites for lame gift ideas. Start and finish quickly, like a typical guy, at www.doesgot.com. Backed by the safety and security of Amazon.com. www.doesgot.com.
I can tell you that there is no collusion when I say Indie Originals Live is the best program. Believe me. Chuck Fresh is the Tim Apple of indie music, okay? And listen, I'm not the only dictator who listens to indie originals either. Putin, Kim, Dick Cheney, they all listen to Indie Originals Live with Chuck Fresh and Felicia. Pathetic Pandora, fake music. Angry Apple, fake music. It's really a conspiracy when you think about it. Make music great again. Listen to Indie Originals Live. As you know, I'm a stable genius, okay? Indie Originals Live.
This is Chuck Fresh from Indie Originals Live. You can hear this program every Friday night at 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, featuring the hottest independent music and artists from across the globe. I'm telling you, this music is definitely better than any of the nonsense you're going to hear on those other radio stations. Indie Originals Live every Friday at 9, only here on the AM/FM 24/7 radio network.
I've been walking around on the wrong side of town, wonder why I'm still chasing the leaves on the ground. I'm setting aside what is wrong from what's right in these big city lights. Well, you know me better, you know me better. Yeah, you know me better than I know myself. I don't know where to go, I'm so confused by the thought. I think I'll take the metro back down to the place where we start. To see your face makes everything that much harder now. But you know me better, you know me better. Yeah, you know me better than I know myself. It's a long way down, and I just keep that you know me better than I know myself. 'Cause you are the one who saw through my good and into my own. You know me better. 'Cause you are the one who saw through my good and into my own. You know me better. 'Cause you know me, you know me, you know me better. Well, I know you better than we know ourselves.
I mean, that song was just amazing. It's called You Know Me Better. The artist is Lainey Dion. She's a Providence-based artist, singer, and songwriter. And she released her first debut record back in 2016. You can get it on iTunes, Spotify. Featured all over the place, including a big segment on one of New England's leading alternative radio stations. She was nominated for all kinds of awards: Best Solo Acoustic Act, Best Americana, Best College Act at the Worcester Music Awards. And that's why, I mean, just it's a beautiful song. She has a gorgeous voice. She graduated also. It's like Berklee College of Music alumni night here on Indie Originals Live. She graduated back in 2015, got a bachelor's in music business with a minor in music production and engineering, and it shows, man. She's definitely got some chops. Next up, a band that's been through several incarnations, including, actually behind the drum kit, the legendary Kenny Aronoff, and a band and session players with over 55 Grammys between them. Check it out. Amazing. The song's called Sun Stare. The artist is Dean Collins, and this is Indie Originals Live.
Long goodbyes are deafening. Close your eyes, it's over. Falling all around you, falling down around you.
She says she solemnly swears she's up to no good. Her name's Taylor Rodkin. She's 18 years old, a singer-songwriter, won awards, and performs everywhere. She's from Toronto, Canada. Check it out. This song is called Morning Light on Indie Originals Live.
I've been lost, can you find me? Can you remind me who I am? And though this road is dark and winding, I gotta find my way back home. Feel the ground below me breaking. I can feel my fingers shaking. Somebody tell me I can make it. I gotta find my way back home. Tell me, will you wait for me? Tell me, will you wait for me? Tell me, will you wait till I see morning light? Don't leave me holding on to nothing. Don't let me go, I need your light. I keep on holding out for something to help me find my way back home. Tell me, will you wait for me? Tell me, will you wait for me? Tell me, will you wait till I see morning light in my face again? Morning light, find my way again. Morning light, tell me, will you wait for me? Tell me, will you wait for me? Tell me, will you wait till I see?
This is IOL.